Well, the most common use case that we come across on a daily basis is data center migration. So these are customers that really want to, that really need to exit their current on-premises data centers within a certain time frame. So we call that a compelling event. So there might be a data center lease that's up for renewal, or the CIO might be delivering a cloud-first mandate. So cloud migration is really the largest portion of the use cases that we see. And at AWS, we have a huge kind of drive behind supporting our customers as they're migrating to the AWS cloud and programs to support them as well. And VMware Cloud and AWS is a key vehicle to support our customers when they have VMware on premises to help them migrate to the AWS cloud. Additionally, the second use case that we see a lot of is around data center extension. So data center extension is really when a customer wants to operate in a hybrid mode. So they might have applications that need to remain on premises. They might have, for various reasons, it could be latency, it could be regulatory, it could be a whole vast of reasons. And they want to extend and scale their infrastructure into the AWS cloud for a period of time or for a long time as well. And we call that data center extension. There's a whole bunch of kind of micro use cases that kind of come off the bottom of that as well. And another use case that we see a lot of right now is disaster recovery. So the disaster recovery portfolio at AWS is quite broad. So we have services obviously supporting the physical disaster recovery to AWS, and we have services around VMware Cloud and AWS, VMware Cloud Disaster Recovery, and Site Recovery Manager to support almost any customer scenario that they want to achieve for disaster recovery. And this is really quite an interesting one right now that we're talking to a lot of customers around, because the economics that can be achieved with VMware Cloud Disaster Recovery and the pilot light based architectures where we can have really small environments that scale in the event of a disaster recovery. This is a really interesting cloud use case. And we've seen a lot of customers that lead with disaster recovery to the cloud. And then actually once they're in the cloud, they can start experimenting and understanding how they automate and how they modernize some of those applications as part of that progress as well. Which is the next kind of major use case is application modernization. So VMware Cloud and AWS gives the customer a lot of options when it comes to application modernization. I mean, VMware has the whole Tanzu portfolio, which layers on top of VMware Cloud and AWS to give the customer the ability to modernize up the stack and really sweat their assets around VMware Cloud and AWS and deliver container and Kubernetes-based solutions on top of VMware Cloud and AWS. But the interesting thing is as well, Tanzu Mission Control, which gives the customer the ability to modernize applications using that common Tanzu layer into native AWS as well. And the integration that VMware and AWS have developed around that is pretty exceptional, and we're seeing a lot of customers experiment with that right now. But additionally, on the modernization side, being in AWS, you have access to over 200 native AWS services. You have access to a vast amount of developer tools that can really help you start to think about your applications and think about how you can add additional value to them and additional functionality to your applications using those native services as well. So we see kind of two tracks. We see up the stack with VMware, and then we see across the stack with AWS native services, and we see a combination of the two as well. Very exciting. And one kind of, again, just thinking about a fun use case that we're seeing a lot of right now. I mean, we've all heard the term data out of gravity, right? So you can migrate vast amounts of data into VMware Cloud and AWS very, very quickly using the technology stack. So once the data is in AWS, we can then ingest that into data analytics services in AWS and start producing great insights on your business and insights on your data as well. So we've got a lot of customers doing really interesting stuff, visualizing their data with some of the native AWS services, and ingesting that into data lakes running natively on AWS as well.